Frank Camiso present.
Sorry, Mr. Camiso, we're live and Mr. Fine, take it away.
Okay, we're calling the meeting of the Social Services Committee to order. We'll start with the roll call.
So, Mr. Fine?
Line unmuted.
Mr. Camiso?
Yes, present.
Mr. Bruschi?
Here.
Mr. Cleary?
Here.
Mr. Epicoro?
Here.
Ms.
And
McLaughlin? Ms. McLaughlin? I can see Carolyn, she's muted.
Here, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Mr. Simpson?
here, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
Ms. Locklear?
Here.
Mr. Purley?
Here.
All nine present.
Great. Okay, well, first order of business is approving the previous meeting minutes.
I'll
Is there
make a motion.
Second.
I have a point to make real quick.
Mr.
Just for
Epicoro?
just for your information. I had requested for Andrew Joyce to remove me from the Social Services Committee because I'm currently serving on too many committees, and he had approved it, but I don't know what's going on. So just for the records.
Okay, I'm not sure of the status of that either, but
Mr. Epicoro, on behalf of the chairman, that's definitely going to be carried out by the next meeting.
All right. I'm just saying that he had approved it before, so I pretty much haven't been in the last meeting or so because he said I was no longer in part of this committee previously.
Sorry for any confusion. I'll make certain it gets worked out.
All right. Thank you.
sad to lose you, Mr. Epicoro, but I understand that you have a busy schedule. So, well, we had a motion, Mr. Cleary, and approving the previous meeting minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bruce,
Second.
on favor? All oppose? Passed unanimous. Okay, next order of business on the current business. Number 2, authorizing the submission of a grant application regarding the 2020 SNAP process and technology improvement grant for the purchase of a centralized call center. Deputy Commissioner Stakowicz.
Thank you, Chairman Fine. I appreciate it. So the Department of Social Services is looking to submit an application to the U.S. Department of Agricultural, Food, and Nutrition Services for a 2020 SNAP process and technology improvement grant. We're looking to apply for $856,403, which would cover 2 years of salary and fringe to hire 5 new staff persons, purchase of a call center phone system, the call center database collection system, some licenses, and some furniture. We find that this call center is desperately in need. We receive about 25,000 calls annually for SNAP benefits, and our staffing levels are such that we are having challenges in addressing the high call volume. In addition to that, the call volume continues to increase, as do the applications. During COVID, we've seen, more than 100% increase in the applications we're receiving on a weekly basis. So trying to manage all that, we felt that this was a great opportunity for us to secure federal funding to establish a call center for 2 years, and then the county would then take over the cost of that as we move forward.
Great. Well, I'm glad that we are addressing this need. Is this something that has become of greater need because everything's moved more remotely, virtual?
I think the need was there, but I think it's been exacerbated because we've turned more to a remote kind of atmosphere at this point.
Great. And do you find a similar need with other social services programs, for example, with TANF or with Medicaid? Is there similar need?
We don't get as much of a call volume for the other program areas. I think that may change as we move more into a remote access to applying for temporary assistance benefits online. SNAP benefits have always been, we do a lot of phone interviews and we do a lot of conversations via telephone. People do not need to come into our agency to get their SNAP benefits or to address any questions they have. But that has proved challenging in order to address all the needs that are out there, so.
Okay. Thank you. And while we're on the subject, what's the status of the SNAP booths? I forget what it was called, the machines that
The
people.
SNAP kiosks, we're in the
Yeah.
process of working with the vendor currently. We're in the development stages. We've been a little bit delayed on that part, but we're hoping that the system will be up and running by the fall so we can get those deployed.
Okay, great. Are there any other questions from the committee? Ms. Lockhart?
Hi, Commissioner. Good to see you.
See you too.
Yeah. This is going to be 2 years of it being paid for, you're saying, under the grant, and then the county would take over? How
That's
much do
correct.
you anticipate it would cost once the county takes over? I'm kind of asking and knowing whether you've discussed it with the county executive budget management, just in terms of what we're going through financially, fiscally.
I think that's why we were, knowing that we're in fiscal constraints right now, we had requested 2 years worth of, the cost of the call center. As we move forward, really we'd be looking at just the salary and fringe component of it, because the software and the actual system and the furniture would already be paid for. So it's really the salary and the fringe that would be continuing to have responsibility for.
And that would be a new cost, the salary
It
and
would
the
be a new cost.
new person. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any other questions? Oh, sorry, Early.
In approving this at this stage, are we approving the 2-year federal payment, or are we approving the 2-year federal payment plus the obligation of the county thereafter?
I think from our perspective right now, we would like to just have approval to submit the application. We've not gotten approval to get the funding yet. So I think that we need to just get your approval to submit the application for our request, and then if we get awarded the grant, then we'll come back to the legislature and request approval to accept the funding and move forward from there.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Chairman,
Ms.
Just-
Lockhart?
just to follow up to my colleague's question, is this grant written sort of like some of those COPS grants where once you do it, you have to sign on for the beyond where the county picks up the costs?
Meaning, do we have to agree to pick up the cost past the 2 years?
Do we have to agree to do it after the 2 years, or can we just do it within the 2 years? Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe, I don't know. Just want to know what our commitment is.
I think they will want some commitment. They're going to be looking for sustainability of the program as we move forward if they're going to put such an investment into it. And I think at that time, once they do the award, I think we'll have to kind of do our best ability to project. And if we feel that it's something that we should not be moving forward with, then we would have to tell them that we couldn't move forward with the grant application and move forward with the program.
All right, good. Thank you.
Are there any other questions from the committee? Well, I'm going to ask a little off topic, but I want to ask you, in general, when it comes to social services programs right now due to COVID, what percentage of people would you say are, an estimate, are coming into the social services department to sign up? What percentage are choosing to do it either online or on the phone?
So I think we have approximately about 500 people coming in the building each week on average. Normally we see about 300 to 400 people a day. So it's really reduced. So most people that are applying can do so via online, or come in and get an application and drop their application back off or mail it in. We still have a waiver to do telephone interviews, so we don't need to see individuals in order to process their application. Our biggest increase has been in the SNAP program. Not seen a significant increase in Medicaid or TA. It's been pretty stable. So, and I think that is due to the fact that people are continuing with their unemployment benefits, and there's been a moratorium on utility shutoffs and evictions. Once those moratoriums are lifted, that will change things drastically in our temporary assistance.
Do you think that this might change how benefits are applied for in the long run? Do you think it'll lead to creating a more simplified, streamlined process where people don't go in person, as many aspects of our life we've been forced to switch to online, virtual as we're doing right here? Do you think it will to that in the long run?
That's what we're hearing from the state, from the Office of Temporary Disability Assistance, that their goal is to try to move towards more an electronic arena. My understanding is sometime towards the end of July, individuals will be able to go through My Benefits to where they can go now to apply for SNAP and HEAP and Medicaid benefits. They will actually be able to go in and apply for temporary assistance benefits as well. So they're already moving in that direction, and I think we'll continue to refine that to see if it's something we can move forward with in the future.
Okay, great. I think it's important to have the in-person option, of course, on the safe, but it's the more options available, the easier it is. But we'll move on. So is there a motion to approve?
Motion to move it?
Oh, sorry, Ms. McLaughlin.
Yeah, I mean, that last comment you just made, because, I mean, the very people we're talking about are not the most, many of them are not the most computer literate folks or even have access to computers. So I would like to go on record and say I don't think they should do away with the in-person service, because you're never going to lose the need for that. I don't think. And if this is a county-wide service that we're talking about, am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the state is moving in the direction of an online application to make it easier for individuals who cannot come in person. Our goal is to still provide assistance and access to those benefits when people come to DSS to apply.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I just wanted to make that comment.
I just want to add, I completely agree with you that it's extremely important that the in-person option is always there and always available to people. As we know, many people don't have access to other means, but I think having a variety of options available to people is best.
Yes. Thank you.
Are there any other questions from the committee? Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion to approve?
Mr. Camiso, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bruschi, second. In favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Passed unanimous. And number 3, authorizing agreements regarding transportation for children with special needs to education and therapy programs.
Thank you, Chairman. This is Maura Manning, and the department respectfully requests going into a contract with Raja Group, LLC, for transportation services for our preschool population who are attending center-based programs. These children receive their therapy and special ed services at these sites, and the county is responsible for the transportation piece. Parents are able to transport themselves, and we do reimburse mileage, but we receive funding from the state of 59.5%, as well as some reimbursement from Medicaid. Currently, with the COVID crisis, children have not been transported to and from school since March, but that has reopened as of July 13th. So the buses are back operational. We have needed more buses just due to social distancing of the students riding on the bus.
Thank you.
Where's this bus company's base?
They are actually off of Railroad Avenue. They're right in Colony.
Okay. Thank you.
Are there any?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Camiso?
during the period of time that we have been closed down, have we been paying for this service even though we're not operational?
No, we have not. We have not.
So we're being reimbursed.
We have had savings due to this contract not being executed. In our contract agreement, we indicate we do not pay them unless the school is open and functioning, and that they transport children. I know many of the bus companies throughout New York State are trying to get funding from the counties, but again, they didn't provide the service, so therefore they did not receive revenue.
Very good.
Are there any other questions for the committee? Okay, can we get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Camiso, second.
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 Second, Ms. McLaughlin, I believe. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Pass unanimous. Okay, now on to number 4, amending the 2020 Department for Children, Youth, and Families budget, secure detention facility. Commissioner?
Yes, the county has an agreement with the Capital District Youth Center, the CDYCI, to provide secure detention for our juveniles. And basically, there has been a change to this as of 2020 that Albany County, it's a conglomerate of the various counties, Albany County, Rensselaer County, Saratoga County, and Schenectady. So the state is reimbursing those consortium counties directly. However, Albany County is responsible for any other child that's placed out of county that is not in this consortium. This will be 100% reimbursed by state OCFS, but since we are the home county, meaning the secure detention facilities in Albany County, we are, the money really goes through us to then pay CDYC.
Thank you. And are there any questions from the committee? Okay, motion to approve.
Motion.
Dabrowski, second. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Pass unanimous. Next on the agenda, amending the 2020 Department for Children, Youth, and Families budget, Red Lake Horowitz Foundation grants.
Thank you. Yes, the department requests to actually change the budget line to add this $20,000 that we received from the Red Lake Horowitz Foundation. When COVID hit, they really were supporting many counties, and it was a very quick turnaround to request electronic equipment so we could continue to see our families and assess children through Child Protective Services. So we had the opportunity to buy 13 additional iPhones, laptop computers, and iPads. This will give us, funding for those materials as well as the cost to operationalize them. Many staff, again, we still are obligated to go out and see families, but we are trying to use as much virtual opportunities as we can, especially for visitation of children and, just staying in contact with our families that are open.
Good, I'm glad we're filling this need. Are there any questions from the committee? Ms. Lockhart.
Commissioner, I'm Patty Lockhart here. With everybody home from school or staying home, schools are closed and so forth, have you seen a decrease in the number of abuse calls, the hotlines?
Absolutely. Especially when the pandemic hit, we typically get 15 to 20 reports daily. We were down to anywhere between 5 and 7. I think the other key piece is not only the school districts not being open as mandated reporters, but also pediatric offices and doctors. They're really not seeing the children either. There has recently, I would say in the past couple weeks, been an uptick in the number of reports that we are receiving, and we're kind of getting back to, again, the new normal. We are ensuring that not only our staff are safe, but the families that we're visiting are safe as well. So again, the PPE and asking the questions, our staff, we take temperatures here, entering the building, and keeping everything clean as much as possible.
How difficult, I assume like the other courts, a family court has been closed. How difficult has that been on you? I mean, so much of your time is spent there in protecting children.
And the judges have been doing virtual meetings. And especially when we're talking about permanency planning, we wanted to continue that moving forward. I believe most of the judges are back in the chambers now, and they will allow up to 5 people in the courtroom.
Okay, good. All right, thank you, Commissioner.
Sure.
Are there any other questions from the committee? Mr. Corley?
Yeah, I'll just say as a constituent, as a foster parent, I will say that the delay in the family court process has been troublesome. But it's just something you got to deal with. I'll also say I've been very impressed by the way the agency staff has dealt with. There's really been no diminishment in terms of the quality of the oversight services that we've received. We've had both telehome visits and also more recently in-home visits, but with full PPE and protection. So I think they're doing a good job. I just wish the courts would expedite the various issues on their dockets.
Thank you. And are there any other questions?
Good to hear from a foster parent perspective.
Okay, hearing none, motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Misso, second, Ms. Lockhart. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimous. Okay, and that's it. So motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimous. Meeting is adjourned.